basically, this is it. When I got depressed in 2001, I was very depressed because of my activities. I came to Britain in 1997, and for the next 3 to 4 years, I kind of wasted that time, making these friendships. And a lot of my friends, alhamdulillah, now they are themselves practicing. They came later, but there's a time for everyone. Some of them ended up in jails. They did many bad things and they ended up in jail, and they're out now, alhamdulillah, and they are also practicing, and they've learnt the hard way that there is no peace in that life. It's all bakwas. It's all a waste of time and a waste of a life, precious life. Okay, so in 2001, I was very depressed, and then I started listening to different people because I had very little knowledge of Islam. I started listening to different people, some good, some not so good, right? Because at the time, I didn't know how to discern between the authentic teachings of Islam, or the authentic tradition of Islam. So I was listening to a number of people.
Yeah.
Some were moderates, others were in the middle, some were not so much in the middle. I listened to all sorts of people. I attended a number of different lectures, listened to a number of different people, and having listened to all these people, I did my own assessment on Islam. Okay, I studied books. I knew the Urdu language, so I had that advantage. I studied a lot of Urdu books. There are a lot of translations in the Urdu language from classical Arabic literature, so I studied those. I studied the history of Islam, which was my passion from a very young age. I used to collect coins even as a child, so that remains with me to this day. We can talk about that later. So I studied, and by the year 2010, I would say, pretty much, my view on Islam started to stabilize. I went through many transitions. From 2001 to 2010, I went through many experiments and experiences where I learned many things. And by the year 2010, my view on Islam had become kind of clear for myself, for me, that this is what Islam stands for. And I got fascinated by Islamic civilization. So now anyone coming to me telling me that ISIS is Islam is terrorism, Islam promotes violence, Islam is a violent faith, Islam is a backward faith, Islam is a barbaric way of life, Islam suppresses women, Islam is misogynistic. All these things don't affect me. You know why? Because I know better, alhamdulillah.